I'm going to be making a peach cobbler. This is a good, basic, easy recipe, but it always turns out wonderful and always gets lots of compliments. I'm doing this one specifically because Darlene asked me for a good cobbler recipe, so I hope you'll try it and I hope you like it. What I've done is I've started with, this is 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1.5 cups of sugar, about 1.5 tablespoons of baking powder, and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And instead of sifting all of it, I like to just put it all in a bowl, use a whisk, and it helps aerate it and it blends it all, and then you don't have to go through the whole whisk process of doing that with your flour. Sifting your flour and everything together. That does it good for you. And so now we're going to add 1.5 cups of milk. So if you'll notice, 1.5 cups of flour, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1.5 cups of milk. Just pour it all in, mix it together, and this is your batter that's going to make that really yummy crust. Just stir it together good. This is quick and easy. Anybody could do it. If you want to make a smaller size, you can see my size pan here. If you want to make a smaller size, just take it down to 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of milk, and you would probably use just about 1 tablespoon of baking powder and then just a pinch of salt, like 1/4 teaspoon, something like that. Okay, that's mixed together good. What I've done, if I'm using stoneware, so I actually melted my butter in the microwave. This is a stick of butter. If you're watching your calories, you could cut that back to 1/2 stick of butter. But for this size pan, I would use a stick. I melted it in the microwave. If you're using a glass pan, you can just put the butter in the pan and stick it in the oven to let it melt. Or you can melt it in the microwave and pour it in. So that's melted butter. You're going to take your batter and just pour it in. Like that. And now what I've done, because it's winter time, I've bought canned peaches, and I promise they're delicious, just as good. And this is 2 29-ounce cans of sliced peaches in syrup. If you're trying to watch your calories more, you could do it in you could do it in light syrup or however you wanted to buy that, low sugar. And so what I do is I pour it in a bowl. I use a slotted spoon. This is how my mom taught me. And you just pour it over. It looks like you're going to have a ton of peaches, but trust me, it turns out perfect every time. And you just want to drop them in like this. Simple, easy, anybody could do it. Just keep dropping them in until you've got them evenly spaced throughout the entire dish. And what's going to happen as this cooks, the dough will rise up over the peaches, and your dough will be on the top and your peaches will be on the bottom. So we've almost got them all. And now what I do, after I get the peaches in, you're going to pour about, so you've got 2 cans worth of juice here. I'm going to pour probably, about 1 can worth of juice in. And then what I do is I save the rest so that if while I'm cooking it, it starts to look really dry, you can just pour in some more juice. This is going to cook uncovered in a 350-degree oven for 1 hour. Okay, this, like I said, cooked for 350 for an hour. This is what it looks like when it comes out. And what I like to do is to just sprinkle a little sugar right over the top as soon as it comes out of the oven. And some of that will kind of melt into the crust. So you saw about how much that was, maybe 1 tablespoon, not a lot. And one other thing that I wanted to mention is that if you want to use fresh peaches, if it's the summer and you can get good peaches, then you would probably want about 4 cups of sliced peaches. Put them in a pot with about 1 cup of sugar and about 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of water. bring it to a boil, let it simmer for about 10 minutes, turn it off, and then you'll have the same concept, the peaches with the syrup, and do that the same way. And then of course this is wonderful served with vanilla ice cream or whipped cream, however you like it.